Welcome back. I'd like to welcome Travis Allen here today. He is a candidate running for governor. He's the current assemblyman for the 72nd District, which is Huntington Beach, Seal Beach. You got lucky on that one, didn't you?
I got a bunch of
Fountain Valley and those areas there. Welcome, sir.
Thank you so very much.
Nice to meet you. First, let's get a little bit of your background. And you are a certified financial planner, am I right?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So, born and raised in California, grew up in San Diego, raised 5 minutes from the border in a little town called Chula Vista.
Yes.
Started managing money in 1996, opened up my own company in 2001. And so I am now a certified financial planner, work every single day, but I'm also in the California State Legislature as well. See, I believe in a part-time legislature. I think that your elected officials should have to still live and work in the communities they represent, work real jobs like the rest of us, pay taxes and live under the same laws. So yes, I still work every single day at my company managing money.
All right, let's talk about why you're running, and most importantly, a little bit tough for you are Republican, for Republicans in this state in general, especially for governor.
So, look, I was born here and I was raised here. I've watched as my entire family has left the state. So my parents live in Oregon. They wanted to build their home on the coast. So they're on the Oregon coast.
Okay.
My brother works for Raytheon. Those jobs used to be in Los Angeles. Now they're in Tucson, Arizona. Best friend moved to Texas where he doubled the size of his house, doubled the size of his business, pays no state income tax. All those clients I managed money for started in California. They're now in 22 different states around the nation. So I got elected in 2012 because I thought, look, the California Democrats that run the state have been driving the state into the ground. We have the nation's highest poverty rate, the nation's highest homelessness. Now we have these open borders and the illegal sanctuary state policy and rising violent crime. So I started fighting in 2012, and I've become known as the most conservative member of the California State Legislature. I am also the original author of the repeal of the gas tax. I think very simply it's a tax on poor people, and this money is not going to go to fix our roads, which is the problem. And so, in California, I said there's only one way to truly change this. I can't change the state as a legislature, even if we repeal the gas tax, which we will in November. It's still not going to change the fact, if we don't change the Republican governor, that California will still be headed in the wrong direction. So if you take a look at our state, you say there's 25% Republicans, 44% Democrats.
Right.
And you ask yourself, how can you win?
Yeah.
And the answer is actually very simple. In 2014, Jerry Brown got 4.3 million votes to become governor. In 2016, Donald Trump just got 4.4 million votes in California. All we have to do is turn out the Trump voters and the disaffected Democrats. And I'll tell you right now, Travis Allen is your next governor of the state of California.
Let me ask you something. You brought up a point, part-time legislator.
Yes.
Something they do in other states. Texas, you mentioned a friend lives in Texas. Yes. Is that something that you eventually like to see the states? I don't know how they work it in Texas. If they only want certain months out of the year they shut down. I'm not really sure.
They do,
but,
yes. And absolutely, this is a phenomenal idea for California. I believe the California legislature should be there for 3 months out of every single year. Allow the legislators to work in the Capitol for 3 months to pass whatever laws they need to, but the rest of the 9 months of the year, send them back home. Force them to work normal jobs like the rest of us. Pay the same taxes, live under all of these crazy laws. I mean, these are the laws like little boys and little girls using the same restroom in school. These are just strange things. The knowing and willing transmission of AIDS or HIV to another person is no longer a felony. Now it's a misdemeanor. And now they have these laws like the illegal sanctuary state, which is if someone has come here illegally and they're committing crimes while they are here, they will now be sheltered with our taxpayer dollars. It's illegal, it's dangerous, it's unconstitutional. And as the next governor of the state of California, I've already vowed to get rid of it, reverse it in my first 100 days in office.
Let's look at another issue as far as environment. And of course, people look at Republicans are not quite on board with some of the things we do. Yes, it could be said in this state we kind of overdo it in certain things. But how do you feel about alternative energy, offshore drilling that may or may not increase off our shores? How do you look at that?
So, I think it's a myth of the California Democrat Party. They want to try to tell you that based on your political affiliation, somehow you care more or less about the environment. I'll tell you right now, I am a California surfer. I'm actually in the Guinness Book of World Records for riding the biggest surfboard ever built. And we had 66 people on it on the south side of the Huntington Beach Pier riding waves. It was incredible. It was super fun. But I'll tell you that the thing is that every Californian cares about what we have here. Clean air, clean water, beautiful coast. This is why we live here. So everybody loves the environment. But then the question becomes, well, what do you do about it? And the answer is that you take good care of it. You don't start putting in extra taxes like has been the solution of Jerry Brown. So Jerry Brown's story is always the same. When he started out as governor, the state's general fund was $86 billion. Today it's over $138 billion just 8 years later. 50% increase, over $52 billion, and nothing to show for it. He didn't even build his bullet train to nowhere, which in my very first budget, I will defund that bullet train. That will be gone. But the question then becomes is, how do you protect the environment? And the answer is very simple. You respect the laws that we have on the books, but at the same time, you also allow Californians to use our own natural resources safely, cleanly, efficiently, environmentally friendly, and yes, sustainably. So what this means is we will once again have a timber industry in the north, because a timber industry gives us wood. It also gives us healthy, sustainable forests, so we don't have these devastating wildfires. Then we have mining in gold country once again. Then we have oil and gas exploration in Bakersfield, across California, onshore and yes, offshore as well. But we do it cleanly and safely, sustainably, environmentally friendly. You know, no one can tell you that in California, the most technologically advanced state in the nation, that we can't do things better. Of course we can. We have more oil and gas than Saudi Arabia. There is no reason we should be importing over 70% of it every single year, sending our dollars to other states and other countries. We have enough to not only be self-sufficient here, but to export our excess, which means everybody's utility bills are going down and your gas bills are going down under Travis Allen.
Let's talk about senior issues. Obviously, this is where we're at right now. And in some cases, the seniors, many of them they do get a lot of help from the state for different services they're funded down to this level for a variety of things. The Council on Aging and things like that, that get some state funding. Of course, state funding means people are paying into that through taxes. How would you kind of balance that? You just mentioned, for instance, the increase in the car registration and gas tax, which could hurt the seniors here. On the other hand, there are some necessary services that they need and they do not want to see get cut back. Things like Medicaid, Medicare, and things like that. Of course, Medicare is federal, but Medicaid plays into it, and that's local.
So again, this is the myth of Jerry Brown and the California Democrats, is that you must constantly raise taxes, otherwise your services are going to disappear. Your Medicare, your Medi-Cal will go away. This is entirely wrong. Look, what the Democrats did to Medi-Cal is they expanded the eligible pool, which means that there's so many people now overburdening our Medi-Cal system. They're not even answering their phone calls. They have tens of thousands of missed calls every month. Now there are Democrat legislators in Sacramento that want to give Medi-Cal benefits to people that are here illegally. So they can't even take care of California citizens. Now they want to give it to people who are here illegally. This is wrong. I will tell you very simply, California has more tax revenue than it ever has at any time in its history. We have plenty of money to take care of our seniors, because remember, our seniors today were our workers that paid in yesterday. These are your services. They belong to you. You paid for them, and you better believe you're going to get them. But what we need to do is run our government like a business. We actually have to run California efficiently. When we take a look at the exploding California budget, when we take a look at the average public sector worker in California making 50% more than the average private sector worker, we know there's a problem. They have been wasting our money for years, which is why I'll tell you right now, very first budget, we defund that high-speed rail, we return all the money back to the California taxpayers, and job number one is we cut taxes. We protect Proposition 13, 100%, they're never touching Prop 13. And then past that, we cut the highest in the nation income tax, the highest in the nation sales tax, and yes, we cut corporate taxes. We send out a message that California is open for business.
All right, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much.
If you want to find out more about Travis, you can go to jointravisallen.com and get information. Remember, tomorrow's the day, right? And we'll be back in just a moment. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.